just like that whole era seemed like that music in general was getting away from people, and people didn't know what to categorize anybody as and what to, I saw like some of the bands that you were touring with. I mean, so you guys played with everybody from like Lemonheads to Fugazi. I mean, how do you get that sort of range, or is it just because they couldn't find anybody to like really pit you with?
Well, and
that's exactly what happened. So they we toured with White Zombie on a long tour too. And, I don't know how much crossover happened. I think Bush probably was easier because some of their fans would like us.
Mm-hmm.
But there was one show that we played in LA and the Circle Jerks got back together.
Wow.
Oh,
and
wow.
Everyone kept saying that we were punk. And I was like, we're not punk. We act like assholes, but we're not punks. And we don't play punk music. And they're like, we're going to put you on this punk bill. So it was the Circle Jerks and all, that's the only one I can remember, but it was a bunch of punk bands. And I was so stoked because I loved the Circle Jerks. So the whole time we went on like right before the Circle Jerks, and there was all these really aggro punk bands that people are fine with. And there was a mosh pit. And then we went on, and there was this girl, I will never forget. There was this girl that was hanging off the balcony, this theater in LA, and she was holding on with one arm off the balcony, and with the other arm was pointing at her butt, yelling, "Suck my ass!" And it was so loud, it was louder than our amps.
Nice.
And I was like, oh man, they hate us. I was so excited about playing with the Circle Jerks, and they hate us. And we got spit on. Actually, by we, not me. The boys got spit on.
Yeah. So they
were really nice.
They gave you the courtesy
very polite.
of not spitting on them.
Because I was the girl, I'm guessing. I didn't get spit
was...
on. But Todd walked over, and he had this huge green loogie hanging off of the strings. He was looking at me, and he was going, "Oh, hell." Yeah. And he was like, "How do I get this off?" Because I knew he was going to have to slide down to it.
No.
And he was like, he was like trying to shake it off and wipe it off, and he couldn't get it off. And finally, the part came where he had to slide, and he slid, and I saw him gagging.
Oh.
It was so awesome.
That's...
He had to take his hands
That reminds
me. So
yeah, different kind of fan. Well, in some circles, it's a compliment too. It's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, they didn't mean it.
That wasn't a compliment, though. You don't think?
No, because they were yelling things that was not complimentary. Like, "You guys rock!" It was not that, and there was no mosh pit because we weren't moshable.
Right.
So they stared at us and spit.
I don't know. John and I lived in this town, and this was before that we were hanging out. We lived in Springfield, Missouri.
There now.
And
Simpson.
Yeah, that's where the Simpsons live.
That's a running joke for a lot of bands that come through, by the way.
Yeah.
Where's Bart?
Springfield.
Yeah, they did that a lot. Lane Staley did that to us. Yeah, like probably 4 or 5 times when Allison Chain played.
Right.
Hey, where's Homer? It's like, it's funny.
But
we heard it.
It was a little bit, they didn't get a lot of stuff, but I think there was kind of like this interesting, like they would try to march, and I'm not shitting you. I went to a Counting Crows show in Springfield, and they tried to mosh at Counting Crows. And Adam Duritz finally had to kind of like stop the show and be like, "Yeah, you can't do that at a Counting Crows show."
It's like the hardest thing we play is Mr. Jones.
Mr. Jones, and they're slamming into each other because they're so like desperate. Yeah. But what was fun about going to shows there is when like the bands that were just kind of a little more hardcore would come in. Like the audience was just like ravenous for it. Like and you would see like all of these, and this was actually something I was thinking about asking you tonight. And like, if you noticed it, and kind of like, was there an energy from like some of the more like backwater, like less played places? Did you ever notice anything like that? Yeah.
So that whole White Zombie tour was, well, not the whole thing. The second leg of the White Zombie tour was all up in the northern regions like North Dakota and all these little podunk towns. We played hockey arenas where they actually put stuff down on the ice, and they had never had bands play there. And I thought it was cool that Rob Zombie wanted to go to these places where nobody came through. And so that whole tour was that way, but we were, which made the fans like us because they were just happy for music. So that worked on that leg of the tour because people were starved for music, and it was awesome. I had so much fun on that tour, and it was packed, and everyone from, a holler away was there.